a fun way that you can become aware of what's holding you back so that you can change it. Stay tuned. Damon here from NLP Gem, the programming in Neuro Linguistic Programming. If you haven't already, please click subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get these videos on a regular basis. Programming. Programming is that thing that we do, or rather our brains do, that no other species does, or at least no other species does it as effectively and as efficiently as we do. And that's taking a set of things that we do and turning it into a routine and making it easy so that we don't have to keep redeciding everything that we do every single day. You think about everything that you do when you get up in the morning, from the time that your alarm clock goes off to the time that you walk out the door to go to work. Most of that is unconscious. In fact, you probably get to the office or wherever you work and you don't even really remember everything that you did that morning because it's so automatic. We can call that a strategy, a routine. We can call it autopilot. It's basically your mind's way of taking, maybe not a problem, but in a lot of cases we can look at it as a problem, creating a solution around it or a program, and we go on autopilot and we don't even think about it. It falls unconscious, so we're not even aware of it. And this is good. This is a good thing because we don't have to work everything out every single day that you wake up in the morning and start over. You have your set routine. But sometimes we create a program that is a solution at one point in our lives, but then becomes a problem later in our lives. You've been doing this since before you were even 3 years old. And sometimes if you're going through life and an inner conflict or an obstacle or limiting belief arises, or you suddenly become aware of it, that's an old program that was very well suited for a certain time in your life. But as we grow and we change environment, we get older, we take on new responsibilities, we start to realize the old program is not working anymore. Unfortunately, a lot of people are walking through life very much unaware of being held back, being limited by limiting beliefs or limiting programs or limiting strategies. So their potential's being held back because they're not aware of this, and they just sort of accept that this is how life is. And all of these limitations are the limitations on their lives. They never fully reach their potential. And this is also what self-actualization is about. Self-actualization is about reaching that potential, understanding that we're constantly growing, we're constantly changing, and becoming aware of those programs so that they don't limit us, that we can change them, we can adapt. And this is why NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming, was created to begin with. Is to understand how we do these programs so that we can undo them when they don't serve us anymore, and we can create new programs that do serve us, and to constantly be aware of it, because a program you create today, 10 years from now, likely will not be serving you anymore. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but we constantly need to reevaluate that. So I just came back from spending 3 days in the desert at a festival, and no, it wasn't Burning Man, something pretty similar, but not Burning Man. And it reminded me of how important it is to do that, how important it is to take yourself out of your normal environment with your normal programs, your normal strategies and your routine, and go to a foreign environment. The more foreign, even the better. This is why I love to travel, and this is why I love to travel to foreign countries. You step out of that, you step out of your daily life, and then you suddenly become aware of programs that may be limiting you, and then you can make a decision about whether or not you want to do something like that, or whether or not you want to change the program. This is also why I love going to NLP trainings and why I love going to hypnosis trainings. Even though I'm an NLP trainer and I'm a coach, I still go to trainings all the time. Unfortunately, a lot of trainers stop going to trainings. They get this idea that once they've achieved a certain level, they don't need to do this anymore, and I just think that's a huge mistake. And some people who are not even NLP trainers, they get a certification, they think, oh, well, I've done that, so I don't need to go and take any more NLP training or any more hypnosis training. Big mistake. These environments are different than what you're used to. The whole idea is that you're calling attention to these programs and that you're learning techniques, processes, tools to become aware of that programming and then to change it if you decide you want to change it. I've had some incredible changes, life-changing, program-changing changes and workshops. Travel is a little bit different though. Travel, do it for fun, and you might not get the tools and the processes and the techniques that you get in a workshop, but you'll have a lot of fun doing it, and you will learn a lot about yourself and a lot about the world. Things that you could only learn through travel. You can't learn in a workshop. You can't learn in school or in a book. And when you do travel, like, I don't count traveling back to New Orleans to see my parents as that kind of travel. It's usually not life-changing. And taking my kids to Disneyland, that's not really one of those type of one of those trips that I'm talking about. Although I did have a life-changing experience when I did take my kids to Disneyland. It was a program-changing experience because some things came up and I decided to do something about it. The more you do this, the more you're going to become aware of when a limitation arises or a conflict arises or an inner obstacle arises, and then you can stop, take a step back, look at it, become aware of it, and do something about it to change it so that it doesn't limit you anymore. I highly recommend getting outside of your environment, especially travel. And a lot of people travel, and when they travel, they sort of recreate their home environment wherever they travel, and they have things done for them. For example, I've seen people go camping and they bring their satellite dish and they bring all of their amenities that they would normally have at home, they bring with them camping. Well, that kind of takes the purpose and the point out of doing something different. People go to foreign countries and they're visiting a foreign city and they book these packages of tours, and they're constantly being guided around. That's usually not going to give you the kind of experience that I'm talking about. Instead of doing that, go to a foreign city, read up on it first, and then tour it yourself. Be your own guide. Some of the best experiences I've ever had was getting lost in a foreign city. You would learn so much about yourself, so much about the world, and you'll come back a different person. Not completely different, but you'll come back somewhat different, and you'll adapt the new changes the new understandings that you have into your daily life, and you'll become aware of things that you do that you weren't really conscious of. And then now that you're conscious of it, you can do something about it, so that instead of your brain running you run your brain. Check out our website, nlp-gym.com. Follow us on Facebook, where I post updates on free practice sessions that we're having, and also all of our new workshops coming up. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, please click subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, I have a workshop coming up October 22nd and 23rd here in Santa Cruz, NLP Values Elicitation and Hypnotic Installation. If you want to learn more about what I've been talking about here on this video, about becoming aware of your programs and having the tools to change those programs, that's exactly what this workshop is about. If you like this video, please click like right down here and leave me a comment or a question. I will get back to you. Stay tuned to the end of this video. You will have an opportunity to get your hands on a free online NLP training. Take care.